Blossom, you spent 16 years as an educator, secondary and tertiary levels, and you were chairman of the Board of Studies for Education. And you've very much been involved in consultancy work, both for the University of the West Indies and elsewhere. And so in a sense, you've been a trailblazer, not only at the post office, where you eventually did great work, but tell us a little bit about some of those challenges and how you overcame them, if at all.
Marie, it has been an exciting journey. I remember I was getting tired of teaching. I didn't want to mark any more exam papers. I felt I needed to move on. I was imploding, and at this stage I was a teacher educator. I was head of department at a teacher's college, SAHS Teachers College to be exact. So I quit my job, just quit my job and printed a business card and decided that I was going to do training. Of course, you know, I needed money. I mean, it was not as rich or anything. But I actually got into a consultancy firm, Clarke Applied Technology Center, and that gave me a wide range of skills in terms of organization, theory, behavior, and consultancy, the discipline of consultancy. And then I was handpicked by Danny Williams, and you know, he's of a spotted talent, and I overcame some issues there because not everybody was on side with him, to become the head of the National Development Foundation of Jamaica, which is a small business development bank. I stayed there for 7 years, put it on the map, actually got recognition from Washington, and we supported so many small and micro enterprises, and today, you know, I have all of this following in the small and medium scale enterprises. As a matter of fact, this year I was asked to be chairman of the newly established Association for Microfinance in Jamaica Association, so I'm now chairman of that, which is for the private sector microfinancing institutions. And I moved on from NDFJ, and I went to set up the Workforce Development Consortium, which is for an IDB funded project for workforce development, and from there to the post office. So, you know, I mean, there's just no, it's just being a leader and being a fixer and being somebody who innovates and creates. And in 1991, I was asked to chair the College of Art, Science and Technology as it was then. And I remained there for 17 years and ended up as pro-chancellor and chairman of the board, and presided over the transition from a polytechnic to a full-fledged university, and that was all voluntary work. And eventually I was awarded the CD, Commander of the Order of Distinction Commander class from the government of Jamaica. And all of these things, I was the first woman to break ground in those areas. And since then I moved on because I'm not a person to hang on to things. Some people just will not leave. And I moved into the family business, and since then I've set up the Caribbean Institute for Transport and Logistics, and we're now negotiating with the UWI to have it housed there. And I'm now actively working on the Micro Enterprise School of Business. It just goes on. And I set up my foundation, the Blossom Amelia Nelson Foundation. I thought I'd do that just in case nobody else was going to do it. You know, I said, I would like to be around to see what my foundation does. So and we had a lovely event with the Bureau of Women's Affairs 2 Fridays ago, where we had a forum looking at public images and the effects on attitude and behavior towards women. So I'm looking forward to the foundation getting more into these types of interventions that create new thoughts and new approaches to issues. So.
And I believe you were honored as a Woman of Great Esteem by a religious organization in New York. Tell us a bit about
the Q Kingdom Ministries. They give awards to women internationally, a lot of Caribbean women and across North America. And actually, I was presented with a certificate of recognition from the Congress of the United States. Can you imagine? And this was part of what they did, so I have that. And I embrace people, all peoples, because even though I'm a Christian, and you know what, I'm now an Anglican, as a Baptist and as a Congregationalist, and you know, I did quite a bit there. But I embrace people of different faiths and different approaches, and some people say, yeah, oh boy, she has such weird friends. But I find it so exciting when you look at people who are different and who have different approaches and different ways. So I find myself in some very interesting situations. I did a lot of work with the environmental movement.
That's right.
Yes,
Tell us
as
about
chairman of the Jamaica Conservation, founding chairman of the Jamaica Environment and Conservation Trust. And I was a founder of the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica, so I did a lot of work in there.
What drew you to that interest?
I guess I'm a conservationist. I believe in good husbanding of resources, responsibility. I have a far-reaching animal rights activist program, animal rescue program, a personal animal rescue program. Yes, and my car back is all equipped. You should see me trying to rescue a cow on the way to Mandeville that vehicle had hit, and I created quite a consternation over this cow in the middle of the road. So I really like to preserve and conserve. So
where do you think some of those basic interests have come from? Your childhood, your upbringing?
Childhood. My grandfather was the first Jamaican head of the Moravian Church, Reverend Walter Samuel O'Reilly. And you grew up with that. You grew up with responsibility. You grew up knowing that you're educated, your eyes are open, you have horizons, you have a responsibility for the other people, for the rest, you have a responsibility for the country. And to me, what makes me sad is all of the work that I've done for, for the country, the public interest, for the public good. And sometimes you wonder if everybody else who says they're on side are on side. And when you see some terrible things happening, and people who can make a difference won't, it gets very frustrating. But I follow my personal mission, because your personal mission is not about anybody else, it's about you. But it's all growing up. My father was a head teacher, and he did everything. He had the choir, and he was a 4-H clubber, and he started the first school feeding program in Jamaica. We had the school garden and the soup kitchen that is in retirement. I've gone all the way up in the bush in retirement. I was born in a great house at Butler's, which is Rivera, St. Elizabeth, Rivera bought that great house. So, we always were responsible, had a sense of responsibility.
How do you think our young women in Jamaica can take this work further? What do they need?
We need to point our women towards self-respect. I think that despite all the great efforts in the 70s and 80s to push women forward, we have a set of women now, too many, who are still dissatisfied with their body image, who are still prepared to fight over the few good men, who are reneging on the leadership of their families. And we have to get back to the point where it's almost on a rescue mission of women, again, self-respect and your ability. But life is joyous, and I haven't gotten into my real writing phase. I've done 2 books, but I really need to focus. So there's a lot to be done, and I'm just as busy as I ever was.
Yes, and thank you.